It's not on any chart, you must find it with your heart. Never, Neverland. It might be miles beyond the moon, or right there where you stand. Just have an open mind and then suddenly you'll find Never, Neverland.
You'll have a treasure if you stay there, more precious far than gold.
For once you have found your way there, you can never, never grow old. So come with me where dreams are born and time is never planned. Just think of lovely things and your heart will fly on wings forever. In Never, Neverland. No. Welcome to Adventurous Travel, the traveling agency that takes you places so dangerous. We only give you a one-way ticket. Right now we're booking a figure skating tour at the top of Mount Everest, a Path the Wild Type tour in India, and a parachute tour from the space station. And we're really excited about this, we have limited openings on our first Adventurous Travel tour to Neverland. As you know, there is no way into Neverland if you don't have fairy dust. Fairy dust is only available from the fairy Tinkerbell. However, one time a lost boy named Michael Smirnoff, who was actually an agent from Russia's external intelligence agency, was sent to Neverland to bring back the secret to Peter Pan's ability to fly. Managed to collect a tiny bit extracted from the president's dandruff, and sold it to us here at Adventurous Travel. And thus we offer 2 exotic travelers a week in Neverland. Please be aware that there are more violent deaths annually in Neverland than anywhere on Earth, or off Earth, or wherever the heck Neverland is. You can be eaten by crocodiles, drowned by mermaids, impaled by pirates, stabbed by lost boys with razor-sharp penknives, and die from the blowguns of lost tribes, as well as eating poisonous fruits, green cakes, and other death-dealing sorbet. There are vines that strangle you, and little soft white bunnies that transmit into rabies. It's just not nice. There's one last problem with booking the trip. You'll have the fairy dust and be able to fly out your second-story window. But to where? Neverland's not on no map, and the only person who knows the route is Peter Pan himself. The directions to Neverland are second story to the right, and straight on to morning seems a little vague. So, if you survive your week in Neverland, which seems statistically unlikely, how you get back is your problem. We really don't have the faintest idea. So, that's today's update from Adventurous Travel. Call us now at 333-333-3333. And if you're the first to go through, you'll not only get the Neverland tickets, but a lesson from our house surgeon on how to suture dangerous wounds with a sharp stick. Arrivederci!
Hi, I'm the Crocodile, the one that supposedly eats Captain Hook. Yes, that one. First, as you remember, I ate his hand, and as the story goes, that was so tasty. Supposedly, I also ate an alarm clock, which kept ticking for years so he could hear me coming. To begin with, Hook shouldn't flatter himself. At his age, he was stringy, gave me acid reflux. Secondly, there's practically no meat on a hand. I ordinarily eat 6 to 8 pounds in one sitting, so I would have to eat 6 to 8 hands to be even vaguely satisfied. One hand would hardly qualify as an hors d'oeuvre, and believe me, I wouldn't chase an hors d'oeuvre around for years. I did once have one made of Turkish figs and anise and walnuts that I might have chased around for a week, but that's it. So if a crocodile ate hook, it definitely wasn't me. The whole thing's a bad rap. And that thing about scarfing the clock, I mean, let's get serious. Have you ever eaten a clock? We're not idiots. I did have a friend in the Ukraine who accidentally ate an alarm clock and had to call 911. I mean, Hook's hand was simply an automatic response. You would have done the same thing if you had sharper teeth. My greatest worry is that these kinds of rumors will ruin crocodiles' reputations and will be seen by humans the same way they see great white sharks. Do crocodiles have a downside? Yes. We have terrible skin, for one thing, and we're meat eaters, but so are you. What about our upside? I, for instance, am an amazing tap dancer. I have a 5-octave vocal range, but no crocodile has ever gotten a Broadway show. My greatest dream is to play Rizzo with an all-alligator cast. That is unlikely to happen if I'm facing murder charge. And the stage manager thinks I might eat her hand. The solution is for everyone to adopt a crocodile. We'll eat your garbage, for one thing. And so you won't have to carry those nasty garbage cans out to the street. We'll work our way from being family pets to valued members of society and starring in musicals. I've started a GoFundMe drive so that I can meet Nicole Kidman and get advice on how a really good-looking alligator can make it on Broadway. Give me a helping hand. I don't mean that literally.
Tinkerbell, your favorite character. Obviously, I'm joking. Half the time, I'm just a little dot of light. Or worse, I'm animation. How would you feel if you were nothing but a plot device? It's demeaning. Anyway, I don't mean to get my underwear in a twist. By the way, I'm not a fairy. I'm a pixie. I live in Pixie Hollow and use pixie dust to fly. Ergo, I'm a pixie. Pixies are half elf and half fairy, and we have pointy ears and dance in the moonlight to frog music. During the day, we send travelers in the wrong direction, and at night, we rap on your walls and give you nightmares. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the greatest romance of all time. Me and Peter Pan. I'm pretty sure Romeo and Juliet's based on it, except we don't die at the end. Actually, neither Romeo and Juliet. The Montagues and Capulets were so upset that Romeo and Juliet fell in love that they created this whole fiction that they died. Anyway, in fall of 1961, I was called in by Disneyland to audition for Tinkerbell. This should have been a rap because I am Tinkerbell. But because I'm fairy sized, they said I was too short and hired a circus performer named Tiny Klein, who was 71 years old at the time, to fly over Sleeping Beauty's castle on a zip line. 71 years old! I mean, that's insulting. Now I admit that being 3 inches high, I might have been hard to see at a distance. But I am Tinkerbell! Don't get me started. Anyway, Peter and I met when I was sunbathing at Mermaid Lagoon wearing an itsy-bitsy teeny-weeny yellow polka dot bikini. Seriously, Peter's a complete doofus. Because he couldn't figure out how to work a broom, he keeps bringing Wendy in to sweep the place up. Plus, he has a terrible temper and has killed 82,000 pirates. What we really need in Neverland is a therapist. But they won't ever come because they think we're imaginary. One therapist made the trip, but was unfortunately eaten by a crocodile. When I told Peter I loved him, he climbed a palm tree and sat there for 2 years. It just wasn't working out, but I still love the guy. You've had problems with unrequited love, right? Nothing's more painful. He did save my life after he drank the poison Hook meant for him. That's a good sign, right? Sometimes when Peter's asleep, I just stretch back out on his forehead, pull back his eyelids, and stare into his eyes. Call me crazy. He's stupid but incredibly sincere, which isn't a bad combination. I'm just gonna love him till I die. which is kind of hard because I'm immoral. My mom says you don't get to pick who you love, you're just lucky to love it all. I try to think of it that way. I don't usually like talking about this stuff. I need a nap.
Hi, I'm Wendy, and I would like to straighten a couple of things out. No, I won't do your spring cleaning. I took that job with Peter because I was sick of my mother forcing me to play the tuba in the marching band. The tuba is not a musical instrument. It's something you bench press that makes farting sounds. Anyways, you probably think you know how horrible it is to clean up after a bunch of 13-year-old boys who live under a tree, but really, it's worse than that. Really, it smells like a locker room where skunks have gotten into a fight. But I digress. You wanna know what happened on what I call the night? I was left behind to babysit my brothers John and Michael, who are dirtbags. We all fell asleep watching wrestling. Anyways, I suddenly woke up to find this boy dressed in a leafy green onesie, sitting on the floor, trying to stick his shadow back on his feet. No, really, I could see he needed professional help. So I asked him in a non-judgmental tone, "Boy, why are you crying?" And he said that his shadow would come off and he couldn't get it back on. So I knew he was nuts. Anyways, to cut to the chase, John and Michael wake up, and this boy named Peter Pan teaches us how to fly. So then I get it. I'm having a dream. So fine, we fly around the room with his assistant who says she's a fairy, and Peter, what's his name, says, do we want to go to Neverland with him? A definite dream name. And we fly out the window. So I meet what he calls the Lost Boys, who have bad teeth, snot all over them, keep laughing like maniacs, and the only thing that they want me to read to them is Cinderella. Cinderella! They're like, freshmen in high school, and all they want to hear is Cinderella, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm trapped in this dream, and I can't wake up, and these kids, and these pirates, and this lost tribe do nothing all day but fight with each other. So yeah, that's the deal. So I made this video you're seeing, stuffed my phone into this big bottle and threw it into the sea. And if you're watching, please call the police and get me out of here. There's this maniac fairy named, I don't know what, Blinky Bell, who pinches me all day. And worst of all, there's this pirate named Smee who spits chewing tobacco and wants to marry me. So please, if you're seeing this, go to number 14 on Oak Street, ring the doorbell, and tell my parents to wake me up. There's a reason why they call this place Neverland. Emphasis on never! I'm trapped in this dream and I gotta get out of here! Once upon a time and long ago, I heard someone singing soft and low. Now when day is done and night is near, I recall this song I used to hear. My child, my very own, don't be afraid, you're not alone. Sleep until the dawn, for all is well. Long ago this song was sung to me. Now it's just a distant melody.
I'm Nibs. I'm a lost boy supposedly, but actually I'm gender neutral. There are 6 lost boys who live under the tree in Neverland. The story goes that we fell out our prams or our nannies were looking the other way. If we go and claim for 7 days, they whisk us off to Neverland, or we get to live with Peter Pan. Actually, we're a boyfriend from Tulsa, Oklahoma, who got booked into Neverland by mistake. And then there was no way to leave, so Peter let us stay in his root cellar, things just developed from there. We still have to get back on tour, but while we're here, we put together a punk-inspired album. There's a pirate in my toilet. Of course, there's no studio here, so just sing it when we go out to fight. We're all dating mermaids, so you have to be really careful, because when they're in a bad mood, they drown you. It's not a bad life, really. Peter doesn't let us fly with a drag. But other than that, we play paintball in the woods and kill pirates. And whenever there's a Wendy, she reads us Cinderella while we eat raw fish. No school, no internships, no actual parents, though we do let Peter and Wendy play at it. Then there are the battles with the pirates, which we have nearly every day, which is great fun. See, the thing is, I'm losing my taste for civilization. For a long time, I wanted to go back, have a career, get married, all that stuff. But you know, there's not a lot of fun in it. How can I miss video games when I'm in a video game every day? I mean, the government could organize a lot more fun if they wanted to. There should be a day where there's a worldwide prom and everybody goes. I mean, it would do my dad a lot of good to get dressed up and invite my mom to prom. Every block should have a soccer team. There should be a week where there's a national treasure hunt. It should be a crime not to trick or treat, no matter how old you are. Growing up had gotten way too serious and repetitive. I'm just not into it. Wait a minute. There's a pirate over there. No, behind the palm tree. I'm gonna wander over there because Peter's up the palm with his bow. The pirate will charge me and Peter will jump on him. Fun, huh? Oh yeah!
I won't grow up.
I won't grow up.
I don't want to go to school.
I don't want to go to school.
Just to learn to be a parrot.
Just to learn to be a parrot.
And recite a silly rule.
And recite a silly rule.
If growing up means it would be beneath my dignity to climb a tree,
I'll never grow up, never grow up, never grow up. Not me.
not I.
Not me.
Not me. I won't grow up.
I won't grow up.
Not a penny will I pinch.
Not a penny will I pinch.
I will never grow a mustache.
I will never grow a mustache.
Or a fraction of an inch.
Or a fraction of an inch. If growing up is awfuler than all the awful things that ever were, I'll never grow up, never grow up, never grow up. No, sir.
Not I.
Not me. So there.
Good evening. I'm your childhood's resident pirate, the one, the only, Captain Hook. For 17 years, I've been voted the best thing about Peter Pan. But for some reason, they keep insisting on calling the movie after that little bugger. And why, pray do I tell, had to get eaten by a crocodile at the end? A recent poll shows that 76% of respondents wish Pan had been eaten. The boy is a bore and utterly without a sense of humor. And why is it never mentioned that he keeps kidnapping girls from England? That's 12 years in the slammer. But oh no, he just goes on his merry way. Plus, he's killed over 7,000 of my men. I've never killed anyone. I'm as clean as a cheetah in the bathtub. Don't say it. You're gonna bring up the green poison cake. That cake isn't in the book. It's a complete fraud manifested by Hook haters. Oh, and the Tinkerbell hoax, she supposedly drinks poison and left off for Pan, and she's cured by audience applause. What type of poison is that? There's no medical evidence that any type of poison is cured by clapping. Let's put that to the test, shall we? I've brought a little vial of arsenic with me. I'll give anyone in the audience a dozen gold doubloons for whoever will drink down the arsenic. Someone? Anyone? Really nobody at all? Of course not. There's not a single soul who ever believed that moment. What I put besides the bed was a vial of salt water because I love to watch Pan throw up. Shoot me, stab me, throw me from a helicopter. I think it's funny. The amazing Peter Pan up chuckling. Let's put that in the next movie, shall we? Check my arrest history. Do me the favor. Where there was that little road rage accident in Potocello, Idaho, where some idiot insulted me, and I slashed the upholstery in his Corvette, but neither of us were charged. I'm one of the good guys. I do stand-up comedy on cruise lines and make personal appearances at Disneyland. One last thing. The only thing people remember about Pan is when he stands there in that ridiculous pose and shouts, "To die would be an awfully big adventure." I mean, really, if Pan thinks it's such an awfully big adventure, why doesn't he do it? Come on, I'm a highly trained pirate. I served under one of the most meanest, most vicious pirates of all time, Blackbeard. I fought besides Blackbeard while Peter Pan was born in Kensington Gardens. and taught by fairies how to fly and dressed in autumn leaves and cobwebs and never picked up a sword until he got to Neverland and he's beaten me 14 million times in a row. Ridiculous. Drop by for tea and I'll tell you about my adventures until the eye of dawn appears out of the dark night of history. For now, adieu, adieu. Remember me.
Oh, hey, how you doing? You want a cookie? The peanut butter with spicy crow's eyes. Peanut butter is almost impossible to get in Neverland, because no one can figure out how to make it. I mean, say I have a bunch of peanuts. What then? I called over this old iron safe up into a palm tree and tried to drop it onto the peanuts. But that just drove them so far into the ground, we couldn't find them. Oh, by the way, I'm Smee. I was originally one of the 7 dwarfs, but I turned over to the dark side. Some say Hook is actually really Darth Vader, only funny. You could think of me as like his butler. Like Downton Abbey, only greasy and smelly. But hey, I take care of the guy. I press his outfits by having an elephant step on them. On Fridays, I make him the squirrel liver pasta he loves. But anyways, peanut butter. You take raw peanuts and put them on a flat rock until an elephant steps on them. Then it's nut butter. Next, you take a coconut and tie it with a thread to the leg of a passing stork. With your bow, shoot your arrow up at the coconut so that it breaks open, creating cocoa butter. Next, you mix the nut butter and the cocoa butter. Pour in a little honey you got by strangling a giant bee. Toss in a little sea salt, and voila, peanut butter fit for a pirate. We also use peanut butter to attract Peter Pan. He's crazy for the stuff. He can smell it from over a mile away. We plan to bury a crocodile upright in the sand, so his jaws are sticking out the top. Have him open the jaws, which then looks like this crazy tropical flower. Finally, we take half a cup of peanut butter and place it on the croc's tongue. We then hide in the bushes and wait for Pan. He arrives and bends way over into the croc's mouth. We then use a blow dart to shoot the croc. Then the croc snaps his mouth, and that's the end of Peter Pan. Oh, bye. Bye now. Remember me, Smee. Don't forget me, the nice pirate.
Pay attention. This is the only time in your life you'll ever see a mermaid. Though you might have heard us singing. The odd thing is, most people only see a mermaid at the moment that they drown. Which is, of course, simply a coincidence. I'm Seablue, one of the mermaids in Neverland's lagoon. We're the mean girls. Around the world, mermaids are busy luring sailors into the water and drowning them. But my dream is to lure Peter Pan. He's so undeniably cute and peppy. First Wendy, and then Peter. Well, a girl's got to dream, doesn't she? Men have always liked to portray women as dangerous, but we really are. I've never understood why we've never had our own big hit movie. I wrote a really good script about a mermaid who spends her nights at various Beverly Hills swimming pools and saves people who fall in during Hollywood parties. Lady Gaga was interested, but she wanted it to be a musical, and I hate musicals. Have you ever met someone who insisted on singing their feelings? I mean, can you imagine how annoying that would be? There would be songs like, I really hate your makeup, or why would you wear that dress? Anyways, Peter Pan is really cute, and he knows it. He's always down at the lagoon, posing with one foot on a dead pirate's chest, hoping tourists will take pictures. He has golden eyes, and those dimples, oh, I just want to rip them apart. There's a level of being attractive that is simply evil. And when someone or something knows they are attractive and plays you, that just begs for revenge, doesn't it? That's what we're here for. We mermaids pretend to be smitten and pay boys a lot of phony compliments, switching our long blonde hair back and forth, laughing our cute little laughs, and luring them into the water with us. They have no idea how strong we are. I can bend an iron bar that's 2 inches in diameter. So, when I've convinced Peter he's all that, I'll crook my finger and beckon him into the deep water, laughing my twinkling musical laugh. Then, I'll take hold of his left ankle and pull him under until he's mine forever! That's the definition of a really good time for a mermaid. Doesn't that sound like fun? I mean, we never do that to anyone unless he really deserves it. Anyways, here I am talking your ear off with the sun shining and all the little lights storming in the ripples of the lagoon. Come on in. The water's fine.
I'm flying,
Flying, flying.
Look at me way up high, suddenly here am I, I'm flying. I'm flying,
Flying, flying.
I can soar, I can weave, and what's more, I'm not even trying. High up and as light as I can be. I must be a sight lovely to see. I'm flying,
Flying, flying.
Nothing will stop me now, higher still. Look at how I can zoom around, way up off the ground. I'm flying. Not bad. You can call me Peter if that makes you more comfortable. Oh, sure, Captain Hook, the Lost Boys, Wendy and all that. Fairyland's an interesting place, but I'm actually a Greek god from Olympus. Neverland is just where I vacation. I'm the son of Zeus, actually. I gotta keep that on the down low. Yeah, Zeus, king of the gods. Not exactly a run-of-the-mill daddy. Interesting brothers and sisters, too. There's Athena, Artemis, Hermes, Persephone, the wife of Hades who runs hell, Dionysus, Perseus, Hercules, Helen of Troy, Minos, and the Muses. Birthday parties were a trip. I remember when Hercules went out for the football team and... sorry. I don't want to bore you with nutty family stories. I was a bad boy. Didn't finish high school. Worked part-time as a shepherd. Chased a lot of nymphs. Played in the jazz band. I came across Neverland when I went out for a little swim. They loved me. The mermaids went crazy, and Captain Hook offered me a contract on the spot. Show business. I love it. So every year I come out for a little bit of fun. Lay out on the beach, camp out, do some bird watching, lead the Lost Boys in a battle, fight a few pirates, date a mermaid or two, and then it's back to Olympus. Yeah, I've been around the block. Shakespeare loves me. We did Midsummer's Night's Dream together. Here's a tidbit. In every production of Dream, it's actually me playing Puck. But I digress.
I'd like to thank you for bringing me in as your commencement speaker. I'm youth. I'm joy. I'm the little bird who is broken out of the egg. Never doubt you can fly, because the moment you do, you'll cease forever to be able to do it. Remember that change is inevitable. One day I'll have to move on from Peter Pan and become Captain Hook, and there'll be a new Pan. Maybe you. If you're ever feeling blue, go out and fight a few pirates. If you've never done that before, I suggest you use your youth for something interesting. The easiest thing to forget is to have a little bit of fun. Grown-ups forget. Don't be one even when you are one. And if you're ever out on a camping trip and you run across a little green birthday cake, don't eat it. Hook put it there for me, and it's poisoned. All the world is made of faith, trust, and pixie dust. Never say goodbye because goodbye means going away, and going away means forgetting. Dreams do come true, only if you wish hard enough. Oh, and never go swimming with a mermaid.